What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, taking a look at this Kashtira Utopia deck, or Onomat, whatever you want to call it, right? It's pretty much the onomatopoeia archetype, and it looks a little bit weird. If you haven't seen my gameplay video, I will recommend that. I will put it in the comment section down below, because I haven't seen how this deck works just quite yet. The idea is that you're going to special summon Unicorn, right? Not using your normal summon. Search the new card that's coming out, Kashtira Papias. I don't know how to say this card. Essentially lets you bring out another one from the deck. You get to bring out Fenrir. Fenrir searches then Rise Heart, which is the new card. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go into a rank 7. That's going to be Shangri Era. And this is going to be a free special one from the hand. So you've started your play, searching twice, right? It's very good hand trap bait because it doesn't really do anything that much. Like, you're still going to use your Utopia engine primarily, which is a good thing. But, you know, it just raises the ceiling of the deck significantly. I mean, when this card comes out, it'll only be a matter of time before it's banned, I feel like. It's a really interesting, unique strategy. It's very fun to play, so we'll go card by card. You want to start with Unicorn because you want to search this card, the Papias. And you can also either hard open it, or there's the field spell, Prime Planets, Perisos. I don't know. However you say this dumb card. I never understand how to say any of these cards. But this, searches on summon. Actually, if you start with this, it's even better because your end board, this is also just like the Tier Element field spell, where it has a trigger effect where you can pop a card in your opponent's field. So if you start with this, you just get like another form of interruption, which is really good. This is a great field spell, just like the Tier Element ones. It's basically the same thing. And I talked about Rise Heart. Now comes the other extenders. Gigantus is one of those. So you do have Gallic Granite, which can search you a myriad of different things. This is a free 4. All you have to do is banish an Earth, and like all of these are Earths. Like everything in your deck is an Earth monster, and everything is essentially searchable. You have lots of ways to do that too. So this is like a Gallic Granite target. If you need one more level 4 body, it's good. Now sometimes you're going to need 2 level 4 bodies, and that's where Researcher comes in. Researcher you think is a level 2, and what would you do with that? For a while, I experimented with putting in sprite stuff, like Gigantic, and it just didn't work because there's no good rank 2 support, unfortunately. But what you can do is, again, this is all searchable. If you open it, it's fine. It's usually a level 4 anyways. But the cool thing is that there's a card called Onomat Pickup, and it lets you target an Onomat card that you control, and it becomes that level. So if you have already started your plays, and later on with Gallic Granite you search this, right? Gallic Granite's a rock, so you can just special summon it when you search it. And then you can use the effect of Researcher, bring out another body, and then you can use Automatic Pickup to make it a 4, and that's a rank 4. So this is usually equal to, this is only one more level 4 body, and a lot of the times this is 2. So if you open up very specifically Automatic Pickup, you have a great extender to search, and then that'll give you another 4. This is Katrin, the Hidden Gem of the Seafront. This card is pretty cool. It's another card that you can search off of Gallic Granite. It's a rock, if you have Go 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 Giant in your hand. So when Go 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 Giant's normal summoned, it lets you bring back a level 4, and this says you can discard this card, you get an additional normal summon with an Earth or a Water monster. Another cool thing is if you control a Water and an Earth monster while it's in your graveyard, you can bring it back. So again, another one of those automatic pickup scenarios, and it's you can either like bring it out, right, if you find it, but sometimes this will be in your graveyard. You'll have automatic pickup, and you can have something like Abyss Dweller and Gallic Granite. I've had that happen before, and then you can just easily bring this back and turn it into a level 4 with pickup. So just talked about Go 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 Giant. It's a good card to have in your hand because this is a good card to search out, or you can just bring it out as a level 4 body. It doesn't really matter. Only one Zubaba Gaga coat. This isn't I used to run these at 3, but it's not, I don't know, they don't work great together. Like the rock monsters are way more important in terms of bringing back multiple bodies. And you always want to search these, right? You have 6 ways to search them out. They're good in tandem with other cards. They're just not great by themselves necessarily. Automatic Para and Automatic Pickup can just like give you 2 of them, and that's usually what's good. Like, you need to see all these other extenders way more than you see those cards. Just one Ascended Sage. It's the only unfortunate part about the deck. You don't want to see Ascended Sage and Unicorn in your opening hand, which is like not a very common scenario, obviously. Like, it's only a one of. You're not guaranteed to open them up together, right? Because both of them require you to control no cards or monsters in the case of Kashtira. most of the time, 99% of the time, right? When you don't open this card, you're just going to bring it out with Utopic Sage. And then Utopic Sage can be used for F-Zero. 3 Go 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 Glove. This is usually equal to like a bunch of bodies. So this brings out Coat from the hand, and it can just freely bring itself back. And that obviously triggers Go 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 Gigas, which you're also running at 3. You haven't noticed, like, this is my rock lineup. So I run 9 rock monsters, or technically 10, that are summonable off of Researcher. And you almost always hit it, right? It goes 5 deep. And you have 9 copies. So I've literally, like, I don't think I've ever missed through all the times that I've done it. Because you're usually searching a bunch of cards anyways, too. So you just have, like, a really high chance to grab it. If you start with Unicorn and then you end up going into Researcher, like, you're in a really good spot. 3 Ash Blossoms. So I used to run Crossout Designator, and I do my normal version of this deck, but these cards are hand trap magnets, which is great. So the only thing that, like, if you get to go through on this, it equals so much interruption, you know, and the only problem is if your opponent, like, you know, stops your Utopic Sage, it's bad. Your opponent will have no idea that you're not playing pure Kashtira, so they'll probably negate Unicorn, and that's no problem because you haven't used your normal summon yet. That's if your opponent stops your normal summon in this deck, you're usually, like, done for. In this case, you're good. This is, I talked about this, the field spell. This is Prime Planet Perisos. And then this is the other one, Kashtira I don't know. I want to call it Papaya. I don't know what it's called. Galaxy Cyclone is not the worst card in the world to see in your opening hand. It's not great, but it's usually not the worst thing in the world. But more importantly, and this is good for those continuous floodgate spells like Skill Drain, There Can Be Only One, all of that kind of stuff. Galaxy Cyclone is searchable, quote-unquote searchable, off of Photon. Number 90 Galaxy has Photon Lord, so lets you attach a Galaxy card from your deck. So what you'll do is you'll attach to this card, use the effect to negate something, which will destroy, right? It would negate and destroy a monster effect, and this will be in your graveyard. Then you can banish this card from your graveyard to destroy a face-up spell and trap. It's great. I run Harpy's Feather Duster. I kind of feel like I just have one spot in this thing, and I don't know. I just don't think this is a bad card, like, ever. I guess you could make this a hand trap, but it's like, I don't know. This is a very high impact card when it goes off, and I just feel like there's a lot. We're going to see more and more floodgates as the format, you know, goes on. So I like to play it. Hyper Rank Up Magic Utopia Force is just that searchable card off of Ascended Sage. Not horrible to see in your opening hand. Definitely not the worst thing in the world. Called by the Grave. This is a combo deck, so you do want to have that hand trap protection if you just so happen to draw it. This is Onomat Para, this is Onomat Pickup, and then 3 Imperm. So not too many going second cards, but I do kind of count these as going second cards a little bit. They do apply a lot of pressure to your opponent. They're 2,500 attack bodies that hit the board for free, so that can help you break some of the weaker monsters they have on the board or force something out. And then you also have traditional hand traps. Going on to the extra deck, Zeus. This is an XYZ deck. I feel like it's kind of a crime not to play it. Number 90, and that helps you go into number 38, Hope Harbinger. Number 90, Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. Another card that's very important that you need to be able to go into is number 89, Diablos, the Mind Hacker. So what's going to happen if you start with your Kashtira play, you're going to go into Shang Era, and you need to trigger its effect to, stop one of your opponent's zones from being used. Not important, but the only way that you can bring out a Rise Heart, because it requires 3 level 7 monsters, but you can also overlay it on top of this after it's used its effect. So what you can do is you can go into number 99, bring out number 89, attaching the Hyper Rank Up Magic Utopia Force from the graveyard, triggering its effect, right, to banish a card face down from your opponent's extra deck, which is good, right? Getting rid of one of those important one-ofs they have in their extra deck is never a bad thing. That's gonna trigger a face down card was banished, so then you can use Shang Era's effect, and then you can overlay on top, for that macro Cosmos. It's like Dimension Shifter on a 3,000 attack body that also banishes cards on the field is very, very good. Number S39, and the thing is, when this card's banished, it's really not so bad, because what you'll end up doing is Unicorn searches Fenrir. It's going to search the one that brings something out from the deck, which is going to be Fenrir, and that can search you the 4, and then you can just straight up turn these 2 into number 89. Being able to look at your opponent's extra deck, turn 0, first of all, knowing what your opponent's playing, which helps a lot when using your interruptions, but again, maybe, getting rid of that one-of that's really important to them, thinking of Tyr. Not a lot of players play a lot of Kit Kalos or whatever the case may be. It's very, very important that you can do that. So this card I feel like is going to inevitably be banned maybe soon after its release, but it's not like this deck is going to be good for a long time. I don't see any of these cards being banned anytime soon. which is great. Especially if they bring this to 1, wouldn't that be fantastic? Because if that's like the big hit to Kashtira eventually, you're only going to play this at 1, because it's not really something you want to see in your opening. Talked about Shing Era, S39, regular, number 39 Utopia, Gallic Granite I've talked a lot about. These are just generic ones that I really like. Tornado Dragon is one of those. Utopic Sage I've mentioned a bunch. Abyss Dweller is just a very good card in general. And yeah, I mean, I don't play the Teller Knight cards anymore because this is like the replacement and it's like 10 times better. But, you know, you still want to have Abyss Dweller. You're not always going to open up Kashtira stuff. You only have 6 copies of it in reality, which is good. Like, you're going to see it a good amount of times, maybe like 1 out of every 3 games or 1 out of every 4 games on average, probably. And when you don't, and you just have regular combo, Abyss Dweller can kind of help fill in those gaps. And it can sometimes, like, straight up win you the duel. And then, obviously, the F-Zero package is great. Gallic Granite and Ascended Sage are some of the best 2 pieces that go together when it comes to becoming F-Zero, right? Because Utopic Sage searches something out from the deck, which gives you a bunch of advantage, and Gallic Granite also gives you a bunch of advantage and gives you extenders that turn into a big boss monster. But yeah, that is the Kashtira Utopia deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Other than that, that's going to do it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.